You may begin to notice, as you settle into this moment, your awareness opens up. And with every breath, your body, mind and emotions begin to work together in a way that's truly natural. There's no need to rush, because sometimes the most powerful things we can do is allow things to unfold naturally, with no force or hurry. And you might be surprised how quickly things come into place when you're no longer pushing. Now, imagine for a moment, just for a moment, a new belief, one that takes hold softly. What if you knew, truly knew, that patience is not something you try to achieve, but rather something that exists in you already, simply waiting to be discovered in every breath? Isn't it interesting, as you allow the natural rhythm of life to flow through you, things fall into place effortlessly and with ease? You might begin to notice, unconsciously, how timing becomes more aligned as you take each step, with the confidence that there's no need to rush. In fact, you may begin to realize things take the time they need, and that in this moment there's no reason to resist that. And as your awareness expands, you might find that waiting, once a source of discomfort, becomes a source of insight, because with every moment that passes, you can observe, you can relax, and you can let go of that old desire to push things faster. Things simply happen when they're ready, and you are naturally attuned to that readiness. It's remarkable how simple it can be to trust. Trust in your own timing. Trust in the process. You might notice you no longer feel rushed, but instead you feel a growing sense of ease, as everything aligns in its own perfect time. Now what if impatience itself becomes a signal that you're simply allowing things to unfold? In fact, impatience can be a key that invites you to slow down, to breathe, and to allow things to evolve as they will. It's no longer something you resist, but something that points to your understanding. The understanding that patience brings its own rewards. As you settle into the rhythm of patience, you might notice that waiting is no longer uncomfortable, but rather an opportunity for reflection, insight and preparation. You might even begin to sense, as you allow space to let things happen in their own time, you have access to deeper wisdom that was hidden behind the rush. You don't need to push to get results. You can trust every moment you spend allowing things to come to you. You're shaping the perfect moment of arrival. Isn't it fascinating how time works when you release the need to control it, and simply allow things to unfold at their own pace? And as you embrace this feeling, you realize that impatience, that urge to hurry, no longer holds the same power over you. You can just notice it, and simply allow the feeling to dissolve, like a cloud passing by in the sky, knowing it has no hold over you anymore. You may even realize, as you slow down, things seem to move more quickly, in ways you never expected. The world works with you when you allow it. With each passing moment, you might find the old ways of thinking fade away. Things happen exactly when they should. And it's almost as if the universe, in its perfect wisdom, works with you to make everything happen in its time. And you don't have to do anything except allow it. In this moment, take a deep breath and recognize how far you've come in this process. You've already shifted so much. Now imagine that impatience is just a memory, a thing of the past, because you have found the power of allowing, the power of trusting in timing, the power of patience. You might find yourself becoming more and more comfortable as you settle into this space, because there's nothing to rush, nothing to hurry, just this moment, unfolding perfectly. And as you relax even further, you might begin to realize something important. Patience is not something you need to force or try to create, because it's always been there, waiting for you to notice it. It's as if the moment you stopped rushing, you felt it begin to emerge, effortlessly in its own time. Perhaps you've already started to notice how your body and mind, they're naturally aligned with the rhythm of life, flowing in harmony, moving with ease. And just as the ocean waves rise and fall without effort, so too do you find yourself in a state of ease with time, realizing there's no need to control it, only to trust it. You can allow yourself to sink deeper into this realization, feeling more and more at ease, as if patience itself is becoming a part of you. In fact, what if you could begin to notice that every time you take a breath, every time you pause, patience naturally emerges. It's almost as if every moment you become more naturally attuned to it, like a deep river, flowing at its own pace. Imagine now how your inner world feels when you release the need to hurry, how effortlessly it becomes when you understand everything unfolds when the time is right. And just like that, as you breathe, there's no tension, no desire to rush, only calm, only peace, only natural timing. You can feel how relaxed and focused you've become in trusting the process, and how natural it feels to allow time to flow freely. Now at every breath you take, imagine a wave of clarity washing over you, reminding you there's nothing to force. Things will happen exactly when they're supposed to. You might notice, subtly and deeply, you are no longer drawn to push or strive. Instead, you notice a profound trust emerging within you. In this moment, trust is becoming more automatic, more natural, like the sun rises and sets without effort. So does the right moment arise and unfold in its own perfect timing. And just notice unconsciously how the more you allow things to happen without effort, the more aligned you become with the natural flow of life. It's as if you can feel the universe itself supporting you, guiding you gently along the path, with each step unfolding at exactly the right time. It's almost as if impatience itself fades away, dissolves completely, because you understand now everything comes at the right moment. And the moment, well, it's always the right moment when you allow it. You might begin to realize, without even thinking about it, that waiting becomes a pleasure. There's no discomfort in waiting now, only the opportunity to breathe, to reflect, to prepare for what's next. In fact, waiting may even feel like a gift that allows you to expand, to grow, to become more in tune with your inner world. And notice how at every passing moment, as you relax even more deeply into this knowing, you feel less and less urgency to push things. It's almost as if the more you trust in time, the more it works for you. Every thought, every action aligns perfectly. And you can feel how quickly things are falling into place now. It's almost automatic, isn't it? The more you relax, the more you trust. The more things seem to happen naturally, as if impatience is no longer something you need to consider. You simply flow with life, effortlessly, naturally. You might also start to notice in subtle ways. As you trust more, you're becoming more patient in situations that once may have triggered impatience. Now, when you sense that urge to rush, you simply let it pass, like a cloud moving through the sky, because now you know you're already perfectly aligned with the flow of time. And it's so clear to you now. You're not only patient, but you're becoming a master of timing. With each passing day, this deep understanding grows within you. Patience isn't something you do, but something you are, something you feel in every cell, in every breath. It's so much easier now to allow things to come to you. And when they do, you realize it happens in the most perfect way. And as you continue to embrace this understanding, you may begin to notice how your life flows with more grace, more ease, and more joy. You might even realize that impatience itself becomes foreign to you, a thing of the past. What you feel now is simply trust. Trust that everything unfolds perfectly at the perfect moment. And this trust, it carries you effortlessly through life, So now, as you sit back and relax, you might begin to notice just how much easier it is to let go, to allow the moments to unfold at their own pace. Just as a flower opens softly, naturally, without effort. You don't need to rush. Everything happens in perfect timing, effortlessly, just like nature's cycles, every moment arriving exactly when it's meant to. Perhaps you realize somewhere deep inside that impatience has always been a temporary feeling, something that rises and falls, much like a passing cloud in the sky. And now, as you sit quietly and breathe deeply, you can feel how that cloud of impatience dissolves, leaving only calm, only certainty. You may notice how each breath that you take gives you more patience. And you don't have to try to feel patient. It simply emerges naturally, just like the warmth of the sun after a long day, gently and naturally. In fact, patience is becoming more automatic, more natural to you. As you realize, each moment is perfect just as it is, unfolding exactly as it should. What's interesting is that each time you trust in this flow of time, something remarkable happens. You can feel how your sense of timing becomes even sharper, more aligned. It's almost as if your inner clock knows exactly when the right moment is. And you are now able to relax into that knowing, without second guessing, without worry. And you may even find you've already begun to notice how everything flows smoothly and easily when you allow time to work with you, rather than against you. You might realize when you step out of the way, things happen faster, more efficiently, and with greater ease. It's as if the more you trust, the more life itself aligns with your intentions. Isn't it fascinating how patience and trust, they're a key to unlocking even more potential? Now, just allow yourself to go even deeper into this understanding. Feel how your mind opens to the idea. There's nothing to rush. Things will happen exactly when they're meant to. You may even begin to notice patience is becoming something you no longer have to think about. It just is. Just like breathing. Patience is already here, deep inside you, ready to be accessed whenever you choose to relax into it. Let me offer you a little story, just to reinforce this feeling. Imagine you're a tree, deeply rooted in the earth, steady, strong, and unhurried. The seasons pass, and you don't need to rush. In fact, you welcome each season in its own time, knowing that every season serves a purpose. You don't need to force anything. The spring will come when it's time. The summer will arrive, and you'll adapt to each season with ease. And just like that tree, you're deeply grounded in trust, knowing everything in your life unfolds as it should. You're connected to something much larger than yourself. And you can feel how easy it is to trust that everything is moving forward naturally. Now, as you relax even further, you might begin to notice how waiting no longer feels like a burden. It's almost as if you've discovered a new way of being, a way where time bends to your will without effort. Every time you wait, you gain more clarity, and you begin to realize it's not about rushing. It's about letting things come to you in their own time. And when things do arrive, they arrive with such precision, such grace, that you're able to receive them fully without hesitation. And just like a leaf gently floating to the surface of a stream, your life moves effortlessly forward. Things just happen without struggle, without force, and you become more and more comfortable with the rhythm of time. You've already begun to notice how much easier it is to let go of the need to rush, how natural it is to trust the process. Isn't it incredible how everything in your life is lined up perfectly, just as it should? When you trust, everything becomes more effortless, and the more you trust, the more you notice that time, just like a perfect melody, plays its notes exactly when they need to be played. You don't need to worry anymore. Everything that's meant to happen, and it will happen with ease, grace, and precision. All you have to do is trust in the natural unfolding of life. You already know patience. It's something you now possess effortlessly. It's part of you, and you can access it whenever you choose. You don't have to try to be patient. You are patient. You've always been patient. In fact, the more you trust in this natural flow of time, the more you realize that impatience has become a thing of the past. It no longer exists in your world, because you've replaced it with something far more powerful. Trust in the process. And as you continue to breathe deeply, you can feel how your connection to time becomes even more effortless. Everything happens in its own time, and you are more aligned with it now than ever before. Patience is no longer a concept you think about. It simply is. Patience is now a part of your very nature.